Hi folks, how have you all been doing? Everyone okay? Hope you had a good Easter time, or still having. And back to normal for me. Lots of work to do this week. I came back from Devon last Sunday and had a lot of stuff to do. Haven't had a chance to do anything on the blog yet. So let me get on the bike and I'll discuss it with you. Okay? Today is Friday, 1st of April. But don't worry, this is not going to be an April's Fool video. Everything I'm going to say is the truth and nothing but the truth. Believe me, trust me, I'm not a doctor. So as I said in the introduction, I came back from Devon after having done the Devon Coast to Coast bike ride, National Cycle Route 27. Haven't had a time to write about it yet. I am actually working on the videos, but that's still going to take me some time to compile everything, so bear with me. What I can tell you is that it was very mixed. The first day of the ride between Ilfracombe and Oakhampton was fantastic. It was really, really nice. Weather was great. At some point it even got to 19 Celsius. It was sunny. I did 86 kilometers that day. We had a few problems. That's why it took us so long. Got to the youth hostel in Oakhampton. It was almost 7:30 in the evening. It was all dark, but it was a great day. Now the second day, as I told a friend, we had the best of British weather and the worst of British weather. So the best of British weather was the first day, and the worst of British weather, although I can still think of worst, was the second day. I don't think I've ever ridden a bike in such conditions before. So much rain, really strong rain, and almost gale force winds. I had to be really careful balancing on the bike because the wind was so strong. I don't really know, but I would estimate something like 50 miles per hour winds hitting me right on the side, and the rain was so strong combined with the strong wind. There were some moments that the raindrops hitting my face seemed like someone was throwing gravel, little stones. Someone was throwing gravel at me, and the force of the raindrops coming straight at me, carried by the wind, were sufficiently strong to actually even be painful. So on that second day, all I wanted really was to reach my destination, which was Plymouth, and Google Maps took me to through some bridle paths which were really, really terrible. It reminded me of some of the paths that I had to endure last year when I was doing the Camino de Santiago pilgrimage by bike. Lots of boulders, stones, and together with all the rain, I had to go through some farms, believe it or not, and the grass was completely soaked wet. So and I had to step out of the bike, off the bike, and push. And the water, even though I was wearing the overshoes, the rainproof overshoes, the water was coming from below, and my feet got completely soaked. Actually, not only my feet, but I was completely soaked. Totally soaked by the end of the day. So, under those conditions, I think you can understand that all I wanted really was to arrive at my destination. And with that desire, I chose the shortest route Google Maps was offering me. And I actually missed Route 27. Google Maps took me to Plymouth through Route 274, which is a smaller side route, and I've missed one of the great trails that is in Route 27, which is the Drake Trail from Tavistock to Plymouth, and let's confess I'm a bit frustrated by having missed it. I was really looking forward to ride that, but in my defense, the weather was really so bad that I didn't care really at the time about anything. I just wanted to reach my destination and be done with it. So when you're cycle touring, that's one of the things that can happen. You're not in control of the weather. Although we knew the weather was going to be bad, Saturday. We knew it in advance. The weather forecast was predicting strong winds and strong rain. But then, you know, we are all professionals, we all have jobs, and we cannot afford, you know, going out on a bike just when the weather is nice. So, yeah. Shit happens. My riding partners, Fernando and Eduardo, wisely decided to stick to the road that day. So they actually stopped in Tavistock because the weather was so bad. And I think that decision was the most correct. You know, I've done it wrong. I should have stick to the road as well and not take the bridle paths that Google was leading me to. And I should have stayed in Tavistock as well. And the next day, actually, they then rode all the way to Plymouth, and they could experience the Drake's Trail, which I've missed. So kudos to them. They did the right thing. So anyway, it's done now. And perhaps I need to do it again. Perhaps I need to go back and do it again someday. That would be nice. On the next day, on Sunday, I took the train back to Barnstable, which is the nearest town with a train station, nearest town to Ilfracombe. I left Plymouth around 1 p.m. Then I had to change trains in Exeter, and from Exeter then I went to Barnstable. And I was very lucky that that day it did rain, but I was on a train while it was raining. So as I was riding a bike, it was sunny and dry. Did another 27 kilometers from Barnstable to Ilfracombe, again on Route 27. But again, I let Google guide me, and again I decided to take the shortest route, and again that was a mistake. Following Google's shortest path is a bit of a risk, so be aware. So got to Ilfracombe, put the bike in the car, and then drove back again to Barnstable, because that's where my riding partners Fernando and Eduardo were gonna wait for me. And then we drove back all the way to Bracknell, and as luck will have it, there was an accident on the N5, and that delayed us an hour and a half almost. So we got home quite late that evening. So that was the Devon Coast to Coast, and I would really recommend anyone that you know, has 2 or 3 days and like to ride their bicycles as an option. You know, there's so many options in this country. It's a beautiful country to cycle through, and Devon is a really, really nice and beautiful part of the country. So hopefully next week I'll be publishing the first blog post about this ride. And throughout all this time, I'm also working on the plans for my big bike ride of the year, which is the Via Francigena from Canterbury to Rome. It looks like I am going in August now, rather than in July. I'm looking into air travel, return tickets from Rome, and if I can get confirmation on on a few things from my professional side, should be making the booking of my return flight from Rome in the next couple of weeks, and that seals the fate. That means with the flight tickets purchased or booked, I have to go, right? And I think that's it. So next week I'll record another bike vlog if I can. Have a great weekend and a good time. Take care. Bye-bye.